Remember Deflategate? Deflategate, Ballghazi, Brady's ball inflation, CSI, PSI. You remember? When these Patriots guys, John Jastrzemski and Jim McNally, or was it Carl Yastrzemski and Rand McNally, underinflated Tom Brady's footballs in the AFC Championship game, or was it overinflated them? And one of them sent a text, the other one reading OMG Spaz, and then there was this whole big Megillah about OMG Spaz, and Brady wouldn't let Roger Goodell read his text about it or copy his homework, and for a while he actually made Goodell look good, and the next thing we knew, Brady was suspended for 4 games, and then he appealed, and he remembered to beam as he went into the hearing, which involved so many people they had to move it to the basement of the NFL office building, and then all the confidential sources said, Tom's testimony was as brilliant as his lovely smile. And then all of a sudden, nothing happened and nobody talked about it. Deflategate? Come on, you must remember Deflategate. I mean, I know all this played out a long time ago, nearly 2 whole weeks, but it must have sounded a distant chord with you by now, right? And you must be wondering, whatever happened with this story? With this guy who knew about that thing with the footballs, then the commissioner suspended him, only he actually had a vice president suspend him, so the commissioner heard the appeal, then everybody was all, you have too much power, man, you're trying to be judge, Judy, and executioner, right? Remember now? Whatever happened with that? Okay, so there are a couple of theories about why this was the only thing on the news and on the football shows and the football blogs, and then crickets. First theory, that Commissioner Guy, Roger Goodell, just forgot about it. Somebody had written him a reminder on a Post-it and even pinned it on one of his mittens or put it in his lunchbox or something, and he was going to issue a ruling or make a statement or a sneeze or something. But you know how it is in summer. You go on a yacht cruise or you go for a few snifters at the country club and you forget about Deflategate, and damn it, you also lose your mittens and your lunchbox. And you're just happy you can remember the address of NFL headquarters or which day of the week this is. So that's the first theory. The second theory is they're not doing anything about this until the owner of the Patriots gets back from not being anywhere near any of this. Remember this part, right? Where this owner guy, Robert Kraft, was going to sue the league and the commissioner for $11 billion for the fine and the suspension, and then somebody whispered into his ear, you who remember Al Davis? And the next thing you knew, they were holding that quarterback guy's appeals hearing, and Kraft issued a statement of support that just mentioned in passing that Kraft was in Israel or Bolivia or on another planet or something. Patriots owner Robert Kraft, now out of the country, wrote an affidavit to be introduced into today's appeal supporting Tom Brady's character. I completely support Tom Brady's character, just not enough to actually be here while I'm doing so. Not here at the appeal in the basement, not here in America, not here in the Western Hemisphere. I'll call you when I get back. That's the second theory. The third theory, when the hearing got so big with lawyers and agents and some of the 46 different NFL vice presidents, I'm not joking here, we went looking last week and holy cow, there are 46 different NFL vice presidents and one of them is named Tom Brady. And I bet that confuses that Commissioner Guy Goodell like nobody's business. I wonder if the two Tom Bradys swapped lives or something. And maybe the other Tom Brady is married to Giselle Fernandez. Anyway, when the hearing got so big with lawyers and agents and some of the 46 different NFL vice presidents, they had to move it to the basement. After they were done, they left the non-vice president Tom Brady in the basement, and they figured, hey, that's got to be punishment enough. And they gave him a 3-week supply of Pop-Tarts, and they decided that after everybody forgot about Deflategate, they'd go back and free him and then call it even. So that's the third theory. I know what you're saying. This is the National Football League. The commissioner forgetting the whole thing? The commissioner holding off until Bob Kraft returned from Zanzibar? Tom Brady getting locked in the basement or switching identities with NFL Vice President Tom Brady? These are all good, solid, logical explanations, meaning not one of them is weird enough for the NFL, which has 46 vice presidents and has its own television network based in Los Angeles, but no teams based in Los Angeles, and has some kind of subterranean dungeon in its office building on Park Avenue, and has Roger Goodell. So the explanation has to be, strange. All right, that brings me to the fourth theory, literally the fourth. As I say this is Thursday, July 2nd. Saturday is the 4th of July, meaning that tomorrow, Friday the 3rd, which is also a national holiday, might be the single greatest weekday all year when the most people pay the least attention to the news. So even if, like the NFL said, both sides had till the end of this week to submit briefs, implying it will not be until at least next week until a decision is announced, if you want to announce something and have nobody notice, you pick a time late tomorrow afternoon, like 5:30 p.m., Friday, July 3rd, to announce what the outcome is. And the NFL and Roger Goodell and the two Tom Bradys take the least flack they could possibly take for it. And that's how you make people forget about Deflategate. Deflategate. Ballghazi. Brady's ball inflation. CSI, PSI. All right, I'll go through it all again. These Patriots guys, John Krasinski and Nelly, underinflated Greg Brady's footballs in the AFC Championship game.